Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. It is really, really good to see so many happy, smiling faces. What we like to see on a very chilly night here in Sydney. I hope it's a little bit warmer where you are, Bella. I'm looking at you. Um, we're very, very excited about tonight's call. You might have noticed the call kind of took off without us. So, as you know, we launched our incentive for Elevate Plus. And we're super excited with how that is tracking. But we really want to kind of come back and talk about what we experienced at Elevate, because if you missed out on Elevate and you're wondering why you want to be here or be there, we're going to make it crystal clear for you tonight. You do not want to miss out. And how better than to do that than to invite our wonderful guest speakers from the event to join us. So tonight we have all the way from South Africa, Quintin and Alet-Marie van Zyl Gold Presidentials. And in Chile, Brisbane, Bronze Presidential Director Karen Dennis. So we're going to hand it over to them, and then we've got a little bit of sharing to do. And we might even tell you who our guest speaker for Elevate Plus will be.
Yay!
We might. See how I'm feeling at the end of the call. If we get to midnight and I haven't told you, well, hang on in there, it'll be worth it. Okay, so we're going to start off with Alet-Marie and Quintin. Thank you for giving up your time. I think you've made lifelong friends. You're stuck with us whether you like it or not. You made such a difference to our event, and for those on the call that were there, I'm sure you would wholeheartedly agree with me saying that you came, you saw, you conquered, you made friends for life, you made us laugh, you made us smile, you made us cry, but you inspired us and you gave us hope, I think, that we're doing the right things, we're on the right path, and that this is so achievable for everybody. So I want to just start with a simple question. When we look back at that event, best takeaways, standouts, personal learnings, we're just gonna let you take it away and I'll shut up now.
Well, whether you know it or not, you are stuck with us for the rest of your lives because it feels like we've adopted all of you and you're part of our family as well. So I think globally, I just think we need to take over Facebook and Instagram and the Mannatech world and the health world. We've got such incredible technology and we've got such incredible people on this call tonight. So we believe in you because the people who were there at Elevate, they know now that they've got it inside of them to be and do whatever they want to be and do. So you can have everything, of course, if you become and then do and then have it, right? So that was our whole feeling about Elevate, is the becoming allows you to do because you're confident and you are educated now, and then that allows you to have. So the becoming is always the first part. But we're so excited because we've been tracking your success in Australasia. And I cannot tell you, if I open my Facebook, there's some recognition happening, whether it's for Luminovation or rank ups or the club, 500, 2,000, 2,000. It's incredible. Things are happening your side. But now it's going to take the next step to keep it in momentum, first of all. So you need to learn a couple of extra steps. And Sinead, please, 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 at the end of the call, please tell us who's coming, because we know who's coming. And but we're going to keep you in a suspense just a little bit longer.
Yeah, from my side, if I must reflect back on Elevate, one thing that I realized is right across the world, everybody basically wants the same thing. They want somewhere to belong. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel like they want to make a difference in the world. They want to live a life of significance, and that's what I also experience with when we were there by you guys, that you also, you want to make a footstep somewhere in the world. You want to change your own lives and change millions of other people's lives by changing your own lives. So that's not just what you want in Australia or New Zealand. But right across the world, everybody across the world wants to make a difference. They want to live a life of significance. And what it feels like for me, what all of you started with Elevate, if I can use the example of a big flywheel, I think most of you know what's a big flywheel. All engines got a flywheel. It's like a big piece of metal, round metal, that's very heavy, but in the engine, it keeps the momentum. So in the beginning, it's very, very, very hard to get that flywheel to start, to turn.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of input. It takes determination. It takes effort. To just to move that flywheel an inch. But the second it starts to turn, it gets easier. It's not easy yet. It gets easier. But then you have to keep the momentum. And that's what I think when Elevate Plus is going to kick in. You guys started the momentum now, and you have to keep the momentum. That's why we in South Africa, every 90 days, we've got our Success Summit function, because we need to keep the momentum. If you don't regularly have functions, you lose the momentum. And eventually, when the flywheel starts to turn, it's easier, because then you've got a group of people that helps you to turn this flywheel, and then you can rest a little bit just to catch your breath and just to relax a little bit, but you have to come back to keep that flywheel turning. It's a constant effort to turn. And eventually when that flywheel starts picking up speed, boy, oh boy, then you're going to realize how worth every minute and every effort and everything that you put in to get that flywheel going was worth every second, and every sweat and every tear and every heartache and every no was so worth it. So I want to encourage you, get that flywheel started, keep it going, and you'll appreciate it at the end.
I love it. I think for those of us that were at Elevate, I think there's probably a bit of a goosebump moment, because it's just listening to you guys is taking us back to that moment. And if people think we've kind of thrown Elevate all over social media, that was very intentional, because we want more people doing this with us. We want to be a bigger group. We want to be shouting this from the rooftops, because I truly feel that we started something very, very special there, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better. Karen, I'm going to switch to you. Do you want to share your thoughts?
Sure. Well, my best takeaway from the event was meeting Quintin and Alet-Marie and spending time with them and just being inspired by them. It was just, we fell in love, didn't we, everybody? And it was just so wonderful to meet people that are so successful. Quintin's heartrending story of taking 5 years to get on board with Alet-Marie, and her amazing persistence and courage to keep going. And now look what they've got. So they've done the super hard yards, and this business can be hard, and sadly that's why people sometimes give up. So to meet people who've gone through and super successful gold presidential directors after 12 years is amazing, and all the gems they shared. So that was the best takeaway, but I had others. So the biggest thing, believe it or not, that just keeps going around in my head was the Jim Rowan video we watched, and it just shouted to me, because it basically, the message in that one video was that I got is, I'm going to arrive in my life in 5 years' time. The point is, am I going to arrive fulfilling a plan I have, or am I going to arrive without a plan? I don't know if you get the import of that, but that just hit me. That was my biggest hit for the whole weekend, and because I'd sort of gone into semi-retirement, and I'm just so out of it, out of semi-retirement, I mean. And that really hit me. So I've been really working on my plan. And as Quintin said, you've got to do the things to get that wheel moving, and we've got to, keep it going and keep it firing. And I got a lot of things that helped me do that. The Leadership Day, we talked a lot about this book, The Leadership Revolution, which to me is the most readable, exciting, wonderful book. I just love that book. And the three main things, if you're going to build a business and go forward and go through the tough times and have the success, were the three H's, which it talks about in that book, of being hungry. And that doesn't mean we need more food. That means being hungry, really hungry for whatever's driving you to do this business, whether it's to build churches like Mary Jo Hilliker, or whether it's to save children with the M5M program, or whether it's to own a Mercedes and a mansion, whatever it is, you have to really be hungry. And I'm really delving into that because it has to be personal, working this out. The other one was honourable, and that takes quite a lot of thinking about what being honourable means. And I have to think about that with a few things. And honeable, being able to be honed, shaped, changed, corrected, whatever. I love that. And Quintin brought out the fourth H at Elevate, which isn't in the book, which we all loved, and that was humble, being humble. So, they were my best takeaways, that I'm going to arrive in 5 years in 5 years time with my plan fulfilled. And in the process of doing that, I need to remain hungry, honourable, honourable, and humble. So shall I stop now? Go back to, I've got more, but we're taking in turns, right? Yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I think there's an awful lot to take away from this, and I think there's an awful lot more we could continue to say. And if you think that we're harping on this, we are, and for good reason. And I won't take it. I will never deny it. I'm somebody that believes that events matters. There's the old saying that leaders are born at events. And one of the things that we are wonderful at in our industry, and especially in Mannatech, is community and being together. And I'm a firm believer that it makes such a difference. And while it's wonderful on a night like this that we're all sitting in our homes with our cups of tea, and maybe we're wearing fluffy slippers, maybe we're not, and we're connecting, there is nothing like the in-person. So I'm going to come back to Alet-Marie and Quintin and just ask them to share why they believe events matter, because there's a big part of how you do business in South Africa, your events. Why do you believe they make a difference?
Well, first of all, I think, Sinead, I don't have to speak or preach to the choir. Everybody knows that mainstream media gets your mind going in one direction. And to build this business, you've got to guard your mind. You've got to guard your I want to say your safety bubble, because it's going to get bashed. It's going to get influenced. And what we use events for is to teach people and train people. There is a totally different way of thinking about life, about relationships, about business, about contributing, about building community. People like Quintin, or was it, no, yeah, I think it was, no, it wasn't Quintin. I think it was you, Sinead, that said the community. Who of you, hands up, don't want to belong? It's a basic human need. We all want to belong.
Yeah.
And by addressing people's need to belong to a very specific, very positive, very growing, very energetic, we're not talking hype. We're talking, we know what we have. And like we explained it at Elevate, sharing this gift with anybody. If they reject the gift, it's perfectly fine with me, because they're not rejecting me. They're rejecting my wonderful gift that I have. But how do you make yourself bomb-proof? How do you make yourself bomb-proof out there in a world that is going to be bombarding and negative and, only going a certain way? You need to be at the company functions, or you need to be at the meetings. You have a wonderful system of incredible business calls every second Tuesday, am I right? So plugging in, it just puts you in a different realm. It puts you in a different mindset. You are supposed to feel, hey, I don't have it all together yet. Surprise, nobody of us has it together. Sinead knows. I'm a very, very special person. And I don't even have it together, okay? But the thing is, we get on these calls, we get to these events, and we start developing, like a photo. Out of the darkness, we develop the beautiful things, the beautiful memories, I mean, I've been looking at those reels I've been making in the last 24 hours about the event. And I mean, goodness, ladies and gentlemen, just the food is worth it. Go for the food. If that's your first thing, you can relate to it. But yeah, the events are very special, and we use them very, very strategically. We make it sound light, we make it sound fun. We use the personality types, the caring people. We say to them, this is what you're going to learn about Mission 5 Million, or the extroverts, the I personality types. We tell them, you know what, we're going to travel, we're going to have fun, we're going to, meet all these exciting people. And, you go through the factual people, the C personality types, and we give them the facts. We've got the patents. So you need skills. And part of it you learn at the event, but part of it you can use to get the people to the event. And at the event, something happens where it shifts from an idea to becoming part of their identity. And then we use this community feeling to make them, I want to say, to cement them in. Because we can tell you now, if I could give you one tip to build your business, the people who keep showing up and do the work. You can't just show up and you can't just do the work. The people who show up and do the work are the people who will be there in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. I mean, goodness, who knows? We might live to, what's it, Corin, 120, 140?
147.
Something? Yes. So who knows? We might be there for functions for the next 147 years.
Yeah.
So that's what we use, or what I specifically use. How do you get the men there, Buka?
Alet-Marie actually said everything about the events, but I think the most important of the events is, look, in the beginning, for those that heard my story, I did not want to go to the events at all. I'm not a people's person, believe it or not. I don't like big crowds, and I love staying, in my little space, and I don't like the unfamiliar. So that was a big change for me. But we have to get out of our comfort zone. So we have to grow bigger. We have to get out of our comfort zone. So I use the analogy of the goldfish never gets bigger than the bowl. And if you want to be a bigger fish, you have to get a bigger bowl. So the events is just a bigger bowl. That's where Zooms are good. Zooms are great, and if that's the only thing that you can do at this stage, it's wonderful. But if you can get at a live event, there's just something else. We want to use our senses. We want to touch, feel, smell, see. We want to, and that's what you can do at the live event when you can see everybody. I mean, it was wonderful meeting all of you, greeting all of you by hand, giving some of you a hug. I mean, that's what most of us. We want to be part of a group. We want to be part of a community, of a family, and I think that's what happens at the events.
Yeah.
And then if, like myself, actually at one of the events, I realized that this is not a
ladies' party.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Wanted to say something else, but
you can't.
I saw that it wasn't just a ladies' party, that there is men out there that's doing this business and that's part of this community, and there are men that's making a huge success of this. And there's and I wanted to be part of it. I also wanted to stand on stage, though I did not admit it at that time. There was something inside of me that urged, I want to be on stage, and I want to inspire people, and I want to speak my voice, and I want to change the world. Although I wasn't ready at the time, through through all the years of going to the events and listening to other speakers and just taking in and hearing the same, it almost feels like you're hearing the same thing over and over and over. But just at one stage, when somebody else says exactly the same thing that you've heard for 20 or 30 times, then it sinks in. So that's why we urge people to go to the events, because they get tired of your voice. But if they hear somebody else speak exactly the same language that you've been speaking for how many times, then it's just, just that third party validation that kicks in. And maybe it's just what that specific person needed to change his or her life, and eventually change thousands of other people's lives, because that's what we do. That's what you do at events. The whole concept goes from your head to your heart, and once it's in your heart, then nobody can stop you.
Love it. Quick question, everybody. Who's ready for a bigger bowl? Hands up.
Yep,
It is that simple.
definitely.
Who's ready for a bigger bowl?
I'm ready for the ocean.
Okay. That was Jaws that just spoke there, or was it Moby Dick? You put it out there and it comes back at you. Isn't that right, Ashley?
Indeed, indeed.
Karen, what have you got to add?
It's very tough, making me follow them.
It's a learning path. We're helping you grow.
Well, I can only agree with everything that Quintin and Alet-Marie said. And I think the Elevate experience, because the reality is here in Australasia, we haven't had events for some time. So this Elevate event, well, we have. Since Sinead and Drew have been back, we've had, Lumi events, we've had health at the expos, which were great. But the Elevate was another level of experience. And the beautiful hotel. I forgot how much I loved staying in beautiful hotels, not camping. I really do love beautiful hotels. And to just walk into it, all have our own room. I didn't have to share with my children. We all had our own room. And they were so beautiful. And the whole decor of the hotel, as you've seen from Alet-Marie's photos, was beautiful. And the food was out of this world. Every single thing I ate was delicious. Probably too much, but definitely too much, but it was worth it. Came home to get on Osaline. Anyway, but the big thing about being there with everybody, as they've said, is I think we became a family again. And it's not just at events hearing from the speakers, who were wonderful, Alet-Marie and Quintin, but just from each other, just sharing with each other and hearing each other's stories and getting to know each other, which you can't do on Zoom. We can't give Diandra and Gloria and Jerry and Ilse a hug and have a chat in the same way, but when we were there, you could just get to know each other. You could hear different stories, like Vincent, who kept his story of Osaline's secret, and I only found out through certain sources. And so, there's lots of good stories and lots of good tips and results with products. And that's something I remember from all the years at Manifest, just being in queues to buy things and hearing all these incredible stories of product results. Shall we put it that way, Sinead? Product results. So that's just the special thing about this, and getting to know them and seeing people move through the ranks and knowing you know them personally, that's so inspiring to see people moving ahead that you've got to know personally. And I don't know, I just felt like the whole team thing left us as well, that we're in different teams. We were just all one family. We all just want to see each other succeed. I mean, Jerry challenged me at the end about what is reminding me what my goal was. And that was really beautiful. I feel a bit emotional remembering that, He challenged me out loud. So I thank him for that. And, I made my declaration again, and it's just shifted everything for me, that live event. So I just can't, you know, we were given another book, Simon Sinek's book about your why as well. And I just realize how deeply personal your why has to become. You know, this is, you know, we are a family and we encourage each other, but it's a totally personal journey too. So we really have to work on ourselves and working out our why, and that's what I got. I just got challenged on every level. I was a speaker, but I got challenged on every level. Getting back into personal development, you know, that was something that came from being there, and you know that I'd let that slip, and yeah, just so many things, and the results are showing themselves. Things are booming in my business since Elevate. And so I just can't encourage everyone enough to be at the next one because it'll be even better. Unfortunately, Quintin and Alet-Marie won't be there, but a lot of all the people,
Oh,
hopefully, that were at the last one will be there, and they're all on fire and moving ahead. So, yeah, bring your teams with you next time. It's so worth it to be at a live event. It's another world. And we've got a live event in Brisbane coming up in 2 weeks. So be there. No, a week and a half. So if those of you who can, I look forward to seeing you at that.
Love it, love it. And you know, I think, Karen, as you said, you were a speaker, and for everybody, I think, you know, I heard a leader say many years ago that she was asked by a downline who missed an event, what did I miss? And the answer I've loved forever. She said, I don't know. I know what
Yes.
I got from it, but I don't know what you would have taken from it. So I can't
Oh,
answer that for you. And
that's
I
very
remember
good.
thinking, what a brilliant answer, because we all take
Yeah.
little bits of different things. There's a lot we take that's in commonality, but we take lots of little different things. These kind of things, I would always say, as much as we put a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into it, Andrew, and I get a little bit pedantic about events, they're a labor of love for me personally. And I think, Andrew, you put a lot of yourself into this too. And we love that coming together. We love the recognition. We love all the fun. And you know, there are jokes that will kind of carry on forever because we do know that, you know, Vincent took away a big esky full of the extras from the food because he tells me they always bring the Tupperware. But there's a lot of things that happen, and the biggest joy for us is that the next one is bigger and that there are more people at it,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
memories created, and the impact gets bigger and bigger. So I
Mm.
think there's an awful lot to be excited for. Okay, we're on the half an hour mark. Andrew, do you think they're ready to know who's the guest speaker?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with my share screen. Right, our guest speaker couldn't be with us. They're currently traveling at the moment. Try it. Ready? 3, 2.
Good morning from a beautiful cold Cape Town, South Africa. I'm Linda, and I am so excited. I received a invitation from Australia, Sinead, yesterday, and to come and join you in Brisbane in end of October through to November weekend. I believe it's the Elevate Leadership Weekend. As most of you know, we've got such an incredible, unique story of small beginnings in South Africa, and we're going to have fun anyway. But I'd love to come and share with you the lessons that I've learned on this journey, mistakes that I've made, things that have taken us to 2-star platinum in South Africa, people that started from nowhere, that weren't network marketers from all walks of life to a place of gold presidential, silver presidential through the ranks. So I'm passionate about this business more than ever. And yeah, I'd love to come and share that with you on that weekend. So don't miss it. I find, and I know that statistics show that major decisions are made on a weekend like this. On a leadership
Yeah.
weekend is where people decide where they will be in the next 2 to 5 years, really changing their lives to
Yeah.
go to a better place, or to just change their lives. So looking forward to seeing you. I hope to see you all there, and see you in October.
Sorry. I feel like I have a tear in my eye, and I've
Yes.
seen this video already.
Mm.
So for those that do not know, this is two-star platinum presidential and Mannatech icon Leonie van der Linde. Upline to the wonderful Alet-Marie and Quintin, friend to so many, has inspired so many, is one of the true pioneers, and along with her wonderful husband, who's since passed away, Louis, have created just the most wonderful organization, not just in South Africa, it really covers the globe. And for those of you that were in Manifest and you've heard her, you've seen her, you absolutely know. Alet-Marie, anything to add of your upline?
Well, we have known this wonderful lady from the beginning. Nobody gets into Mannatech and come to a function and do not get to know who Leonie is. But in the last 4 years, we got to know her very intimately, and she became our coach and mentor. And I think what stood out for me was her consistency. Just the way that she does not tolerate any negative thinking. She does not tolerate any negative speech. Her simple answer would be, as maybe an advert, does that really serve you? So maybe you can just start adopting that habit, because you might get, I mean, you got the fun and the everything from us, but Leonie is next level on leadership. So be ready for this. Be like a sponge. Start preparing yourself. Start like when we did adverts or little snippets, reels for or shorts for Elevate. We started telling you, start developing an excitement and anticipation about this event. I want to say to you, you got to do this exact same exercise for Elevate Plus. You got to get yourself into imagining yourself into that room. If you don't see yourself there, nobody's coming to rescue you to go there. So
That's right.
start developing that belief that you're going to be able to learn from a true master networker globally, a 2-star platinum. I mean, that's the highest we get at this stage, right? So, or not the highest, one of the highest we get at this stage. So you have the chance to learn from 2-star platinum wisdom and apply it in your director business, your ED business, your gold executive director business. You get to fast forward your success, your journey. And that's what our wish is globally for all of you. How do you fast forward that journey? And you get the chance by listening and experiencing Leonie so up and personal.
Love it.
Yeah, firstly, I want to say, unfortunately, Louis, her husband, is not with us anymore, but he was, and I think I did speak about him a little bit at Elevate. He is and still am and will be the biggest dreamer that I ever knew and that I ever met. And he changed my life so much just by being in his presence, just by standing next to him, not saying anything, not doing, just listening to what he said, and his way of thinking and his way of life and his way of doing things, and always enjoying his coffee. And if somebody ever said anything negative close to him, he would just get a smile on his face and just nod his head. And then I just thought, what's going through, I would love to know what's going through your mind. But that's what Alet-Marie said. They do not tolerate any negative thing or any negative thought. And the one thing that Leonie always says, because she's our mentor, she's our upline, she's our coach and our counselor. And if we go with anything, with any obstacles that we've got in our business, basically a universal answer is just lead with more love. And that's a true characteristic of theirs, just to lead with more love, because when you meet her and when you experience her, you'll immediately feel the love, and you'll feel you know, the appreciation and the knowledge. Leonie's got so much knowledge, book knowledge. She's the one that got me reading, even if it was just one page, you know, at the night. And there's power in books, and she's a big book fan, and you can see behind us is a part of our library. So that's their influence, and there's something that happens when you read books. But a dream that we are busy making a reality, and it's gonna, you know, it's a lot of hard work, and it's still gonna take a lot of hard work, is in South Africa. That we want to create 1,000 presidentials and 100 platinums. So that was one of Louis' legacies that he left for us, each and every one of us in South Africa and across the world, to be part of, and to make a reality. Because if we can create 1,000 presidentials, in South Africa, we're gonna feed 1 million kids on M5M. So that was one of their dreams that they imparted into us and into our whole organizations into South Africa. And that's what we want to. So Leonie is a big dreamer. Louis was the biggest dreamer that we ever knew, and his legacy will live on and on and on. And you guys are so privileged to get a part of Leonie. My advice to you is, be like a sponge, soak in as much as you can. Get your notebooks ready. Go with open minds. Go with open hearts. And just take in, because she's got so much knowledge, and like she said on the video, she's going to share, and she's tough. I want to tell you, buckle up. You're going to hear the hard things. She's not going to be easy on you. Because that was Louis saying. Louis always wished upon us many adversities, not to be nasty or something, but that's when you grow. That's when you get out of that bowl, and when you get into the ocean to become the bigger fish. You have to have adversities, because that's when you stretch yourself. That's when you get out of your comfort zone, and that's when you grow, and that's when you learn. Because you have to go through the adversities, because your team is going to go through the adversities. And how are you going to lead your team and show you and be the best upline that you can be, when you do not go through the things that they are going through, to coach them and to guide them. So take in everything that you can from Leonie. I'm green with envy that I can't be there, because she is amazing. Every second that we get to spend with her is precious for us. So we really appreciate it if we can spend time with her, when we spend time with her. So enjoy it, and yeah, I think you've got lots to look forward to.
Love it. And I think if you've ever, for those of you that have been around a while and that have been at Manifest, if you've ever heard Louis van der Linde tell a story, incredible. You know, you could be in a room with 1,000 people and you'd feel like he was just talking to you. And his eyes used to twinkle when he was telling his story. And it had just the most wonderful energy. And as a couple, they were unstoppable. And it was such a joy to see Leonie at Manifest. And she never lost it. That's all I can say to you. Karen, I know you've spent time with Leonie too, and I know you're a fan.
And with Louis, I spent quite a lot of time with both of them actually in Hawaii. So yeah, she's just an incredible woman. Scary, I totally agree. I'll be really working on preparing myself.
Yeah.
And making sure I've got my T's crossed and my I's dotted. No, she's just the most beautiful, beautiful woman. She was quite a famous tennis coach before Mannatech, so coaching is her life. But I don't know why, I just feel I have to say this, but you know, to be a 2-crown platinum, I'd just like, if you don't know what that means, apart from the fact she's developed millions of leaders, the bottom line is, I like bottom lines, the PV per month for a 2-star platinum. Are you all thinking about that? Think about what your PV is each month. For a 2-star platinum, it is 1,250,000 PV per month. So I think she might know what she's doing, and I think she might be able to give us some good advice on developing leaders, because you only get that sort of PV by developing and having a whole lot of very successful people like the whole of South Africa is, including Quintin and Alet-Marie under you. So yes, success leaves clues. So I think we'll get a bit more than clues. So I just can't wait. Thank you. Thank you, Sinead. Really grateful.
Okay, so we've
Right.
got something else to share. Also, because we did say in the communication, Drew, there might be a couple of other surprises. Now, at Elevate, we did a separate day for EDs, right? It was specifically for that. So we're going to take this one in a slightly different direction, but a similar direction.
Go. Oh, yes, good.
So, if you hit the rank of executive director or higher, so silver, gold, presidential, and hold it for an additional month, we're going to bring you in a day early, like we did with the EDs, but you are going to get a one-on-one mentoring session with Leonie. Now, I can tell you this is a money can't buy opportunity. There's going to be probably a bit more to it than that, but we're going to have to manage time, because if everybody starts hitting ranks, given the momentum we've had, we might have to start her at 5:30 in the morning and go till midnight, but we'll work out that problem as it comes, right? So this would mean that you will come in on the Thursday night rather than the Friday night. You will get an extra night in the beautiful Hotel X in the Fortitude Valley, which is the really nice trendy part of Brisbane these days. It's where all the beautiful people hang out, and us. And you will get this one-on-one opportunity. Now, you're not just going to turn up and tell them your life story. You'll have to probably do a little bit of preparation, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But let's get there first. So this is a very, very special opportunity for you to come in, have another night of bliss. Maybe you're getting away from the other half or the kids or both. Maybe the dog's been barking in your, no, that's just my house, in your ear. But we want you to take that next step. So it's brand new levels, stepping up, and we know some of you have really good goals and are very, very close, and we want you here. We want you here. And I want you to think about the quality of the leadership guidance that you're getting. Alet-Marie and Quintin Van Zyl, Karen Dennis, Leonie van der Linde, we have faith in you. We believe you. We want to empower you. Right? We really believe in what we're doing here. We can see the results. We can feel the energy from it. We want you to be here. All right. So, for those of you that said you were ready for a bigger bowl, are you ready for an extra day in Brisbane? Come on, hands up. Okay, a bit slow off the mark there, Ashley. I was expecting it to be faster. It's your leg that's sore, not your arms. Right? And for those people in New Zealand that are thinking, oh my gosh, it's our uplines again, we don't have another choice. Now we have to be there. Yes, Jerry and Ilza, I'm looking at you two.
Yep,
Right? We're looking.
absolutely.
You want to be there. Now, the incentive is running. If you need help, if you're not sure how you're tracking, do not wait till the end. Come and tell us now. We will help you. We will support you. Drew does an amazing job with this. But reach out and do not leave it till the last minute. And any questions in relation to Elevate, come and check us out. We're here to help. So have a wonderful night, everybody. Alet-Marie, Quintin, and Karen, thank you so, so much for your time. You are all the gift that keeps on giving, and I think everybody would agree with that. If we could bottle the energy and sell it, we'd all be 2-star platinums.
Yeah. Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you.
you.
Good
Right,
night.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.